Hello, welcome to the Hobby Hangout live stream, and my name is Sam. This is Big Nerds Wargaming. Today, painting some Xenos. Got some Aspect Warriors, Eldar Aspect Warriors to be exact. I painted this guy up last night. This is the Striking Scorpion, the new kit. Very cool, very fun. A lot of fun to paint. I miss painting Aspect Warriors. I have some of these old Warp Spiders, and I think I was going to try to put some paint on these guys and kind of figure out a scheme to use for these. So, Aspect Warriors, just prime these with a white primer. So yeah, these are Warp Spiders, so they are mainly red. So I'm going to start with red. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day so far. I'm doing all right myself. So I'm mixing up my Mephiston Red. It's the first color I'm going to be using for the base coat on the Warp Spider. I'm just going to grab this bigger brush here. You know what? I can go even bigger than that. We're going to grab this big brush because this is a base coat after all. Get the brush a little wet here and get some paint on the palette. And I'm going to thin this out just a little bit here. And we're going to go in for a base coat on the Warp Spider. So I'm curious as to what everyone else is working on these days. What's on your hobby desk? What unit you're working on? Let me know in the chat. I'm trying to remember. I think these guys are just mostly red. I think the helmet is white though, and the backpack is black. And I'm not sure about these shoulder pads. Maybe those are white. I'm just gonna try to block in the details here, trying to be neat here, but if I do make a mistake, I'll just go back and touch up the spots I missed. Man, these old models, they have some really nasty mold lines. I should have done a better job cleaning these up. Oh well. I figured I better get these Warp Spiders painted up before the new sculpt comes out sometime next year. I think the Eldar Codex is due next year. I wouldn't be surprised. Excuse me. I wouldn't be surprised if they completely update the Warp Spiders by then. I could be wrong though. You know, they're like, what's another 10 years with this model? Right. Yeah, the Eldar Aspect Warriors are kind of interesting. They have a lot of color going on. Very old school Games Workshop. in that regard. They're kind of fun, though. Definitely gives you a lot of variety to paint. So those of you who don't know, my craft world is Baltan. But I like to do the Aspect Warriors in their pure Aspect Warrior paint scheme. And so I don't really do any craft world markings on these guys at all. Trying to keep things pretty lore accurate in that regard. Alright, missed a spot on his arm, but I need some more red paint, so we're going to get that in place. And I'm going to switch to a smaller brush while I'm at it, just to do a little bit more detail work here on the red before I move on to the next color. Alright, so we got his arm back here behind the rocket launcher, or the, it's kind of like a warp. I'm not really sure what this gun is. It's kind of like a melta gun, I want to say. Equivalent to a melta gun. It's pretty nasty, though. I know these guys are... Well, they were pretty good in 9th edition. But I just never had them fielded because the model's kind of old and ugly. But I had these I got from a lot of Eldar stuff. So I figured I should just get these painted up and start playing with them. Even if, you know, there's probably going to be a new model coming out, or maybe that'll be the next edition, who knows. Just might as well get it over with. Yeah, the detail in these old models, though, it's so, like, kind of chunky. We've definitely come a long way, that's for sure. I'm gonna paint the bottom part of his helmet red here. I think it's supposed to be red. I'll have to look at a reference photo of a warp spider. You think I would have done that before streaming, but no. It's kind of in a hurry to get set up here. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out an easy scheme for these Aspect Warriors. So I can get them done with. Gonna try to not do anything super crazy here. These being older sculpts as also will kind of help with that, because the newer models, as you all know, have so much detail. These ones are a little bit more simple, so I'm hoping that they'll paint up a little bit quicker. Alright, so we have a base coat of the red in there. Let me just double check my reference here and figure out what the next color that makes sense is for these guys. Ah, yes. Okay, I'm on the right track. Definitely on the right track here. Okay. So we're going to let this paint dry, and then I am going to do a wash with some Nuln oil, I think. But while we wait for that to dry, let's do some details in, I guess, silver. I can start blocking in the black here. Let me do that. So I have some Abaddon black on my palette, and I'm going to go ahead and start using that. Yeah, sometimes these old models, it's kind of hard to make them look clean. Because the detail kind of gets merged together here. But I will try, that is for sure. Yeah, it looks kind of rough right now, I know. But just wait, it'll get better. Need some more Abaddon black though. Just trying to get these base coats down. And then it'll start coming back to life. And it'll start looking like something. Yeah, some of the details is a little hard to make out, not gonna lie. I'd much rather be painting the newer Striking Scorpion sculpt. It's much nicer of a model. If I'm being completely honest here. This is one of those lovely Citadel failed cast models. I kind of wish they just would have stuck with the pewter metal stuff. Definitely holds up better. Man, just one banger right after another. I think this mouthpiece on the front here is supposed to be red, so I will paint that red. Already looking so much better. Got some black here where it's not supposed to be. Just fix that real quick. There we go. Alright, got the question out there. What's your favorite Eldar unit? Let me know in chat. So this backpack is definitely supposed to be Abaddon black. Or black, I should say. To me, or is this thing playing a lot of ads? We're gonna turn down the ad rate here. Happened a little too much, I think. We came for painting, not for ads, right? Maybe I'm using too small of a brush. But I really like this Reaper miniature brush. It's got very nice fine tip to it. And it's held its shape very well so far. It's gone through lots of uses and wash cycles. I'm definitely quite a fan. There we go. Big power pack here. Need some more Abaddon Black. This stuff goes fast. That is for sure. Yep, kind of a fine line there on the underside of that pack. Where the red armor starts and where the jump pack starts. Yeah, you can definitely tell this is an old model. If anyone knows how old the warp spider is, the sculpt at least, let me know in the chat. I want to say it's probably from the 90s, maybe 95? I don't remember off the top of my head, though. So if anybody knows how old the warp spider is, let me know. Like, I don't even know what I can do to make this model look pretty, to be honest with you. It's kind of all around hideous. But I will try my best. Alright, let's get some silver on here. Oh, this looks so awful. This looks so awful. I'm not doing myself any favors here. We'll try the Pro Acryl Silver. I think I opened this up before. Yeah. Let me give this a good shake. I love having this vortex mixer. It's really making things a lot easier. Pro Acryl is pretty good. Yeah, I've been using it for a little while now. I got the metallic set. I've been using that to paint my Imperial Knights, and I've been pretty impressed. For metallics, they're pretty good. I know metallic paints can be kind of a struggle sometimes. Isn't this model really ugly? The old warp spider? Like, I don't even know what I can do to make this look good. I mean, when you compare that to the new Striking Scorpion, it's like night and day, you know? So, I'm trying, though. I just really want these guys painted. They've been sitting on my shelf for far too long. We're gonna get some silver. Pro Acryl, silver. Alright. Just looking at my reference over here. It looks like, yeah, okay. Trying to figure out what should be silver and what should not be silver. This hose should be silver. Yes. And this hose should also be silver. Maybe pick up some pieces of the gun. Oh yeah. Like maybe these guys right here. I'm definitely gonna have to try to do that cool like lava effect on the inside of the gun. I'm sure once I start doing a couple coats of washes and it'll start to look a lot better. He's got like these little wings on his glove. Maybe I'll pick those out, and these little like, we'll give him some silver knuckles. That'll probably help. I was trying to remember how old this model is. I know it's been out for a very long time. I want to say like early 90s. It's a very old model. And I'm amazed that it's gone this far without being updated. Those poor, poor Eldar players, myself included. We have to wait like eons for new models. Ew, resin. Yeah, I know, right? This is like the best stuff there is. Fine cast resin. I'll have you know. It doesn't get any better than this. Hello, peeps. Favorite Eldar unit, Howling Banshee. Ooh, that is a good one. I, too, am a fan of the Howling Banshees. Yeah, the new Howling Banshees especially. They're very acrobatic and they have a nice dynamic pose. Beautiful model. My Banshees are the metal ones. Oh man, those are old. Our Catachans still need to be updated. Yeah, the Catachans. But you know, the Catachans, I like... They look a little doofy. So I think it kind of gives them some charm. I think they're kind of goofy. I like the Catachans. But yeah, they could use some updating. I think some modern Catachans would look really sweet. Absolutely. I think maybe I should get a different metallic color instead of just silver. Maybe like a bronze? Yeah, let's do a bronze. But I was just showing like the night and day difference between the new models and the old models. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. We've come such a long way. Wind Rider Knight for me. Nice. Yeah, those are a project. I did 6 of them. When I got the Eldar Combat Patrol to start, I was like super inspired and I just like blazed through it. And I remember grinding through those jet bikes. Yeah, I think maybe like a bronze would look cool on this. Yeah, I think this works. We'll do the gun and these little spots on his back in a bronze. And then we'll try to make this not look so hideous and ugly. I'll try my best at least. I mean, they're really not giving me much to work with here. I have a unit of 9, a Farseer Warlock on bike, 3 Shining Spears, and 3 Shroud Runners as part of a bike host for Pride Nexus. Oh, that's awesome. A bike host. The Shroud Runners, those are a lot of fun. I like those. They're a fun model to paint. A little bit of a project because you have like 2 riders, you know, and the double-seater bike. But that's an example of a good new Eldar model. Something you don't see very often these days. But they do exist from time to time. Nonetheless. Just gonna touch up some red here on his leg. Uh-huh. Okay. Then he's got like these little tassels everywhere. Oh, keep finding spots I missed. We missed that. Oh, I gotta touch up the gun. Also, I missed the handle on the gun. That's supposed to be black, isn't it? Yeah, this is great. You know, I like the Xenos armies. The Xenos armies don't get enough love. It's all Imperial this, Imperial that. I'm gonna do like a Warpstone green. This is actually a mixture of Warpstone and Warboss green. That's on my palette from last night from when I was painting the Striking Scorpion. But I'm gonna do all the tassels, all the green tassels in that color. Then maybe I'll come in with a shade and darken it up just a little bit. He's starting to look like something. We still have a little ways to go yet. I will try my hardest to make this not look like utter trash. You know, people always say that new models are hard to paint because they have so much details. Well, I say old models are hard to paint because they're kind of rough sometimes. Some of them are kind of rough. Like, where do you even start? What do you even do? What is this? The details are hard to see because they just meld into each other. I have 6 Wave Serpents, 2 Dire Avengers, 4 Howling Banshees, 9 Jet Bikes, 3 Vipers, Farseer, 5 Warlocks, Jet Bikes, and 3 Wraith Knights. All painted black with leopard spots. Oh, wow. I bet you that looks spectacular. Is it like a custom craft world, or is that a lore craft world? Or are they Exodites? Alright, I'm gonna bust out some Nuln Oil, and I think this will start to look a lot better before we continue. Custom. Nice. What's the name of it? Do you have a name for your craft world, or is it just a custom paint scheme? I'm going to apply this pretty thick, too. Because boy, oh boy, do we have work to do on this guy. Okay, it's starting to look better already. Simple black wash can go a long way. It's good to know. I made a custom Tyranid Hive Fleet. I called it Hive Fleet Jotun. I think that's like a Nordic word for giant or monster. I thought it sounded cool. No name. You mean no name yet? I'm gonna get some of these cables under here. I'm gonna do in silver as well. I think I missed painting these before. Yeah, as you start to fill in details, you start noticing other things that were hard to spot before. Okay, I think that's everything there. Alright, and then once this dries, I'm going to start layering up some brighter red. But while we wait for that, let's do some orange here. I am going to start working on the gun. I'm going to base it with Everland Sunset. And I'll blend in some oranges. I'll make sure I get away from this black base coat here when I start bringing in some of these warm colors on the gun. Might just have to come back in and touch this black up. I'm trying to be really neat here, but it's a little tricky. Silver, did you finish your Ogrins? I know you were working on some Ogrins last time. Last time you were on. Second coat of that. I'll go back and touch up the black on the gun. Just want to make sure we get a good foundation of yellow here. I need to decide. Nope, still working on them. Wow. You must be putting a lot of detail in them. I decided a scheme for my avatar instead of doing the red, orange, brown, black, molten look. I was considering the same process, but teal, blue, purple, black. What do you think, like a glowing molten purple on the inside? That'd be kind of cool. with like a dark teal charred skin. It's like a really dark teal, maybe even like Incubi Darkness blend up to like Cabalite Green, like that maybe. I don't know. Then like a glowing purple core. That might look cool. Like I can kind of picture it in my head, but I can't fully. So I was thinking of him being wrapped in being warp power. In that similar idea. Yeah. As you do a purple, pink, white blend for Psyker powers. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that looked pretty sweet. Yeah, the Avatar of Cain, that was a process, painting that one. That one, I followed the Warhammer Plus Pro series for that one, where they like go through step by step how to paint it like heavy metal style and quality. And that one was kind of eye-opening for me, just kind of getting those techniques down and kind of learning how they do it. And I think it definitely made me a better painter going through that. But yeah, that one took me a hot minute to paint, that's for sure. Yellow eyes. Alright. Let's start blending in some orange on the gun. We'll do some Troll Slayer, I think. Troll Slayer orange, perhaps. Not trying to do anything super crazy here. My Eldar are painted to a decent quality standard, but they're not like... they're definitely not like showcase quality, I'd say. Maybe some like the characters and bigger units are, but like the regular infantry and stuff, I'm trying not to go too overboard with them. Because I have a big backlog, and I want to finish stuff. Because I really enjoy playing and fielding lots of different units. So if I spend all my time painting, I'll never really get them on the table. It's just kind of my dilemma. So I'm going to start blending in some orange here. And I'm pulling it back to where I want it to be the darkest, because usually it pools when you lift up your brush. So I'm kind of starting at the mid/tip of the gun and pulling it back. Getting like a nice blend here. Do the Avatar in black armor and Nulla Cracks use the Tesseract glow and Warpstone, give him a eerie green glow? He'd almost look like a Necron Catan. That'd be pretty cool, though. Does, is there a purple glow effect for the new, Army Painter Fanatics? Because that would be another option. Like a Mace Windu purple lightsaber. Pink power node glow. Okay. A little bit of orange in the eyes there. Okay, so that was Troll Slayer. I'm going to bring in some Wild Rider Red. I'm going to mix that with Troll Slayer, because Wild Rider actually looks pretty red still. We're going to blend that in the gun a little bit more. It's almost like a salmon color. I can mix that in with the orange. Maybe a dash of Mephiston red in there too. Okay, I think I got a good mixture now. I know you can't see it. I don't have the palette on camera, but we'll see how this looks. Need a little bit more water to blend this. There we go. I always struggle with wet blending. I don't do it very often. This is like pretty much all you can do with this model. Put all the cool detail in the gun because the rest of it's kind of hideous. It's a distraction piece. I think that's looking pretty good. What do you guys think? Just clean up this black a little bit. Good, thank you. Just trying to tidy this up just a little bit here. Oh yeah, down the center of the barrel, we'll do an orange core here. And then we'll do some of that Troll Slayer orange. There we go. Boom. See some spots I missed here. Yeah, the sculpt lacks a little bit of the hard lines and edges, so you kind of have to make your own to make it look clean. Yeah, now we're getting somewhere. Okay. What next? Guess I could start layering on some of the red there. Evil Sun Scarlet. Is the next color. This is a nice, bright, vibrant red. And I'm just gonna start layering this on the armor to kind of bring out some of the highlights here. to lighten up some of these areas. Just a little bit here and there. I gotta say, this is already looking a lot better than when I started. That is for sure. Yeah, a lot of these red paints, they cover very well. Alright, that's the Wild Rider Red. And now for some edge highlights, let's do something... Maybe... Ushadi Bone, maybe something lighter. Maybe Wraith Bone. Or perhaps maybe Administratum Gray. Maybe like a light gray. I don't know, it's kind of hard to say. We'll try Ushadi Bone. Gonna make this old model look as good as possible. Just gonna do some very targeted highlights. See how that looks. I don't think I like that. I think I'm gonna try Ulthwan Gray. Got the old school out. Hey, Squig Burger? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to make this disgusting old model look nice. I figured I better get these guys painted up before they go ahead and release a new update. And then I'll really not want to paint these. Let's try some highlights with Ulthwan Gray. Oh, I like that. That's a bit better. Just a couple targeted highlights here. Nothing too crazy. The sculpt is old enough to drink. Yeah, I don't doubt it. Do we know how old it is? I was gonna look it up before the stream, but I forgot. Trying to do some really subtle highlights here. This color, because it's very intense contrast. Going from like a red to practically white. Alright, and then I'm going to touch up the helmet a little bit with the Ulthwan Gray. Yeah, how about that? Let me do some... Oh, I gotta do the soul stones. Those are gonna be green soul stones. And I'm gonna do some highlights on the black gun. And I think that this guy will be actually pretty much done. Like I said, I don't want to go too crazy on these guys. You know, it's kind of like polishing a turd. There's only so much you can do. Gotta get some Wah flesh for a base on these gemstones. So we got this one here on his chest. And we got these on his back. The soul stones, they're called. This one on the gun, those will be green, and then the one here on the gun will do like the fiery orange, kind of like the gun energy. Be sure to touch up this here. These little wings coming out. Oh, that red paint is hard to cover up. Alright, so for the green stones, I'm going to do a warpstone glow on top of that. So I usually like to do like 2 colors for the warpstones, maybe 3, depending. So I have like a dark color towards the bottom or the top, and then you kind of fade it into another color. Or I'll come along the sides here. Like that. Oh, you know, I should get these on the gun. Just get them a little orange colored. Like that. And then I like to grab... actually, pure white works best for this. So I take just a little bit of pure white, and we do a little dot on the soul stone itself. And that's what really makes it look like a soul stone. That little bit of light that it's catching. I'm seeing claims of 96 for spiders. Holy cow. You know where I was in 1996? Kindergarten. So yes, I was born, but I was a very young lad. Alright, let's get some Dawnstone with the gray highlights on the black. Wow, 1997. Well, the world certainly was a different place back then. Alright, so I'm just gonna do some edge highlights here on the flicker pack here. Yeah, this is a hard model to paint. It's hard because I've seen like the newer models and you can make them look so good. And here I am employing the same techniques on this old model and it's just, I don't know. It's rough. It's really rough. I'm not gonna lie, STLs of those are better than the Finecast. Yeah, I think there's a few units that are like that. That's like fire dragons. I've been wanting to get some of those, but like I can't bring myself to purchase that horrible, horrible old model. So I'm like just waiting for the update. Alright, look at that. I think we succeeded. I'm making the old model looks halfway decent. I'm happy with this. Happy enough. It's probably about as good as you can get on these old ugly warp spiders. Oh wait. There's something happening. Something happening to my broadcast. Okay, it has come to my attention. I've been told I'm no longer allowed to paint any more Xenos. So, what you all just witnessed, just pretend you didn't see it. We're actually gonna be painting an Inquisitor, Curia Draxus of the Ordo Xenos. I'm excited to paint this one because of the Agents Codex coming out, which is being shipped to my house and should be here any minute. I think it's coming tomorrow, actually. Yeah, so I had this model sitting around from the Imperium magazine, so I thought I'd paint her up so I can use her in my armies as an Imperial agent. So let's go ahead and get started on that. I'll start by painting her armor, Abaddon black. I actually know nothing Bait and switch. Yes. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't let them find out I was painting filthy Xenos. I don't want to get banned from broadcasting into the void here. I'm such a dork. Skip ad. We don't want ads. Hey, if G-Man tolerates them, who are we to question? That is true. Well, you know, Inquisitors, they can be kind of sticklers. They're a little, what you would call extreme. Yeah, the old G-Man. So her armor is like black with some really, really dark blue highlights. So that'll be interesting. Kind of similar to the Blackstone recipe that I normally do for Necron Blackstone. Let's see how that looks. I'll also have to try to blend up the black a little bit too than just black, so I'll probably lay around some Corvus black after this just to kind of lighten some stuff up, because I don't like going full black. Kind of like white. You don't want to go full white. You want to do like shades of gray. So that's what I'm going to try here. So my favorite lore is the Inquisition versus Space Wolves War. Haha. I am not surprised. Let me guess. The Space Wolves win? Do the Space Wolves ever lose? Is there a time in the lore where they lose? I can't think of any. They're kind of like unstoppable. But what's the backstory to that? I remember hearing about them facing off the Inquisition and they win. Thousand Sons almost killed them once or twice. Yeah, but key words, almost. This Inquisitor is a little thick. Oh, I never really noticed that. THICC. Yeah, no, Space Wolves really like Thousand Sons. Backstory: tons of guardsmen were fighting against Chaos Inquisition, wanted to kill them all because they fought Chaos. Grey Knights were there. Space Wolves let them escape. Ah, yes. fire on the Space Wolf's guard ship, and it lit off. Oof. I'm really curious on the Imperial Agents Crusade rules. The little bit I saw in the preview, they looked pretty interesting, and pretty fun. And I think it'd be fun to use some of these in like a Crusade force. Or like make a narrative campaign. Just kind of like have a story going on with like a Inquisitor, an Imperium force or something. Trying to track down like a Gene Stealer cult or something. I'm pretty excited about that codex. Although I've heard some negative things about it, but I think if you're just doing narrative gaming, you're okay. Yeah, the poor Death Watch players. We all feel for them. I think the power pack should be black. Yes. Maybe I shouldn't have glued her all together. But this model didn't really lend itself well to subassembly. Without it like being in complete pieces. That's okay, I'll just work around it. So I'm doing the armor first. I like to paint, or you hear it said it's easier to paint inside out. And that is generally true. Definitely in this case. I did leave the head off, because the head is easy enough to paint separately. But I need some more Abaddon Black. But yeah, I did want to paint an Inquisitor, you know, because of the new Agents Codex and everything. It seemed like a thing to do. I do have a Lieutenant Titus sitting around, so maybe I could paint him when Space Marine 2 comes out. Although I was considering trying my hardest on that one and submitting it for a Golden Demon and see what happens. I don't expect to win or get very far, but I would like to, you know, submit a Golden Demon at least once. Say I've done it. You spend like 8 hours blending the paint on a single power fist or something ridiculous like that. Well, I apologize if we're getting hit with ads. I deferred a lot of them, but they're coming fast and hot. So I might get hit with another ad soon. Just remember, they help me. The dragon's gonna be kind of fun. The little drake on her shoulder. All right. Base coat on the armor is done. I'm gonna come in with some Corvus Black. Some water. Thin that out, and we're gonna start layering. Probably not even noticeable on the camera. That is okay. Just trying to break up the black, that pure black, a little bit here. Get out this power pack. Backs of her armor here. Oh, I completely missed this hand holding the gun. How silly of me. You know, she seems kind of like a hypocrite using a Xenos weapon and all. Okay. Let us do the next step. So I want to do silver or start highlighting the armor. Maybe I'll start highlighting the armor a little bit. And I will use a dark blue for that. Maybe Sotek green? Thousand Suns blue. Yeah, we'll do Thousand Suns blue. And I'll mix it with some black. So it's very dark. Yeah, that looks like the right shade. Alright, we're going to come in very, very carefully. I'm going to start outlining these panels on her armor. This is very, very dark, which is good, because it'll blend into the black. Then I'll come in with a lighter color. Do a couple of spot highlights. And build up that transition. Yeah, this brush I'm using is Reaper Miniatures. And this is like their size 0 brush, so it's kind of like a standard size, you could say. But it it holds a fine tip so well. Like, I can use it for edge highlighting, which is pretty crazy. They make a good brush. And they're fairly cheap, too. Power armor. It's a chore to paint sometimes. Well, we'll see how far I get on this Inquisitor tonight. I may have to pick it up next week again. But we got some time left, so I'll keep painting. See how far I get. But just that little highlight, you can already see it's starting to show through. I'm in my basement tonight, and it is like freezing cold down here because it's been so hot outside. The AC has just been running like non-stop. When the AC runs, my basement gets very cold. All this detail she's got on her feet. Her armor. I don't have to do too much down here because you can't really see it. But we'll get her power glove. Power gauntlet. Power glove. It's like a Nintendo thing. Your power pack. Alright. Now, I'm going to bring it up, and do you use a 3D printer for your minis? I do not. Well, I have some 3D printed minis, but what I'm painting here is a Games Workshop model. I did 3D print this subassembly holder, though. They fit in these painting handles. So they come in handy. But yeah, all the Games Workshop stuff you see, that's all legit. That's all real. I do have some proxies that I do 3D print, but yeah. Alright, now I'm going to go down to a smaller size brush, and I'm going to use 1000 Suns Blue in its pure form. And then come in for another pass of highlights in some spots here. Just give it a nice rich blue highlight here. Mainly these areas where it's most exposed to the light here. Just want to accentuate those highlights a little bit. I get some nice looking black power armor. So I'm mainly focusing on the right side here because that's the side that's kind of exposed more to the light. So I don't need to worry about going over every last bit that I did on that first highlight pass with the darker blue. Just trying to get the areas that matter most. That are kind of shown the most. Make the highlights count. Like here in the power fist, and the fingers a little bit. Get a little bit of a blue glow, the edge. Yes, that's coming along nicely. Look at the back of the power pack here. Alright, now I'm going to take some Administratum Gray. Maybe even Elfland Gray, since this is already on my palette from the the Filthy Xenos I was painting earlier. I'll mix it in with some of that Thousand Suns Blue. Just give it a little bit of a blue tint. Something very, very, very light. And I'm just going to do a couple spot highlights. Just to accent the armor a little bit. He's going to be really targeted, mainly on like corners. Trying to be as subtle as possible with these. That is how you highlight. By layering up progressively thinner and thinner highlights. There. I think that's good enough. So we'll call the power armor done. I guess let's work on the dragon next, the little drake on her arm. And I'm going to get a base coat down. Let's see here. Looks like some Incubi Darkness, probably. Yeah, I'll start with that as like a base coat, and then we'll fade it up. Make it look a little bit more interesting. Like a little dragon bird guy. Not sure what kind of creature this is. Sure, if I just read some lore, it all makes sense to me. But we're gonna get some Incubi Darkness on my palette here and mix in some water and get that base coat down. the underside of the wings. We do those on like a lighter color. Tail and the feet. Be careful not to mess up the power armor. Carefully painted. Carefully come down tail here, down the side. Hopefully I can avoid making a mess of things. This model's a little tricky to get in all the nooks and crannies. I was a little worried when I saw that she had a cape. Capes are kind of annoying to paint around. And I haven't found a good way other than completely detaching the cape. Hardest part about painting a new army is deciding what colors wear. I'm staring as Windwater is trying to decide what colors to make the seat padding. You know, when in doubt for stuff like that, I go with like a neutral color. When that won't directly clash with the scheme. Maybe like gray? Like a dark gray? So you have kind of like metallic purple with white as an accent color. Swap between gray and black. Oh, I know. Do black with gray highlights. Boom. Problem solved. The gems I've been using high gloss metallic black. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Glossy gems are fun. That second coat on here on the wings. Gotta get these wing bones. I don't know what you call these bones on the inside of the wing. The wing bone's connected to the wing bone. Yeah. Wings are boneless wings. Dad joke. They get me every time. My favorite dad joke. Is butt cheeks one word, or should it be spread apart? I'll be here all night. That got me. Oh, trust me, I was in stitches the first time I heard that one. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Alright, I'm going to bust out the skeleton horde contrast. Come for the painting, stay for the jokes. Did I see the new Deadpool? Of course, yes. That movie was a hoot. Yeah, the new Deadpool is pretty good. My wife loved it. She wanted to, like, see it again right after we got out of the theater. I was like, but we just watched it. Alright. Skeleton Horde. Contrast paint. I'm going to use this on the big dragon skull on her shoulder as a base coat. I like to use contrast paints in addition to regular paints. Doesn't need to be in either or. Just another tool on the tool belt. And we'll go with that for starters. I'll probably do some dry brushing on that after. The cameos were perfect. Yes. The Chris Evans one, they totally got me. I thought it was what's his face? Captain America, of course. But yeah, no, he was the blinking on his name. Fantastic Four guy. You know. Yeah, that was quite good. Quite good. Torch, thank you. Yes, Torch. Alright, here's what we got so far. You know, she's actually painting up a bit quicker than I was thinking. And I'm not complaining by any means. This is great. That inside of her cape is going to be kind of a pain, though. Gotta get that first. Yes, Deadpool was... that was good. It was better than I was expecting. My expectation for movies has been pretty low lately. Similarly, the new Alien movie, I went into that thinking it was gonna kind of suck. It was actually surprisingly good. I really enjoyed it. I'm a big Alien fan too. I'm also an Alien fan that likes Prometheus and Alien Covenant, so a lot of people don't like those movies, but I think they're fine. I like them. Good time. I've been making Star Trek crossover Aliens puns at work over it. Did you see the new Alien? What did you think? I want to see Romulus when it's on streaming. Oh. Well then, I will not spoil it for you. But it was good. I liked it. And I wasn't really expecting much from it. So that's always a pleasant surprise. I want to see if it's hard to make it out to the movies. Yeah. Yeah, I imagine having small kids makes that challenging. Hard to get out in general. Man, that cape is really hard to get in there. Let this dry a little bit, then I'll come in for a second pass. I'll have to do something about this dragon too. Let's get these boneless wings going. This is Ushadi bone. The inside of these wings. Very watered down Ushadi bone. It's a start. Oh, that's still drying on the cloak. Let's get some more Ushadi bone going on these wings. Use a smaller brush for that. Travis, you planning on playing Space Marine 2 when it comes out? It's pretty good. Hopefully it hasn't been overhyped too much. Really want to be trying to sneak in an hour or two besides some weekend sessions. I'm also starting DMing a homebrew D&D campaign. Oh wow, yeah. Good luck on that. I've played D&D a few times, and I understand that with the right group it can be an awesome thing, but I've only had kind of bad experiences, so I'm of the opinion no D&D is better than bad D&D. But I know a lot of people really like it, so that's awesome. Alright. that cloak touched up a little bit. Let's do the other side of the cloak. I want this to be purple. I'm gonna mix Xerxes purple and Gene Sealer purple. Or perhaps a purple-blue mixture. What happens if I mix Xerxes purple with like a McCrag blue? Baldur's Gate. I went by and played Rogue Trader. Oh yeah, that too. Baldur's Gate 3 so far behind in games. Time it's been dumped into painting. Yeah, I've been pretty much spending all of my free time mostly working on Warhammer stuff and making videos for my YouTube channel. I do sneak in a little bit here and there for gaming. But yeah, definitely the painting and the models take a priority there. I'm experimenting here. I don't have like a nice purpley blue. So I'm going to take Xerxes purple. And I'm going to mix in some McCrag blue. We'll see what that does. Well, that's kind of a neat color. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh yeah, it's like a nice lavender. I like to experiment and mix colors every now and then. I'm just kind of jumping all around this model. Realizing. Part of it's just waiting for paint to dry, though. The base of the cloak in purple. Oh, I've gone and made a mess on this side. Some unintentional wet blending here. It looks kind of cool though. So I think this is going to look really cool once I give it a purple wash. I'm going to go over it with Druky Violet. It's not a nice looking purple. It's like a royal purple blue. I really like that. It's really neat. It's very wet. I'm gonna hit it with the hairdryer. Oh, I missed a spot. Got it. Alright. Got him! Where's my shade brush? There's my shade brush. Yeah, just a few minor details on her. Gotta do the gun. Alex, finish up the dragon. I suppose it's becoming more and more passable. But there's actually quite a bit of layers and highlights I want to do yet. Alright, so Druky Violet, I'm just going to go over the whole cloak to bring it back down to purple. Don't want it to pool too much in the fabric. Like that. I like it a lot. Alright, let's come back over here to the tan side of the cloak, and I will touch up on the edges here a little bit more. That purple blue bled over. Alright, so now I am going to start to build that up a little bit lighter. Let's get some Ushati bone. I'm going to use a small dry brush for that. And just start slowly building that up. That's all right. I like that quite a bit, actually. So waiting for the purple to dry. So let's continue building up the color on this cloak. Let's bring in some Wraithbone. We take some Wraithbone and mix it with Ushati bone. Just so it's not such an extreme step up. About a 50-50 mix of Ushati and Wraithbone. Not bad. Not bad. Alright, now we'll do full on. I'm also going to do this on the skull, I think. Just to lighten this guy up a little bit. We'll do straight up Wraithbone next. It's a very light color. The base paint, so it's got a very strong pigment. Here we go. I'm pretty happy with that skull, although I do need to touch up the recesses on it because I got my dry brush in there. That's no good. Here's my Agrax Earthshade. Gonna grab some of that and just kind of carefully shade these eye holes here. Bring some of those darker details back into view. There we go. It's looking much better. The teeth on the skull, I think I'll do those in Corvus Black. It's like a nice dark gray. Yeah, I'm liking that. Similarly with this little bird guy, we'll do the beak, Corvus Black, along with the talons. These little hooks on the wings. Now let's start adding some color to this dragon. Haven't forgotten about him yet. So I think we're gonna want some Thunderhawk blue for sure. get some of that on the palette. I love working with these teal, blue, green colors. They're just a lot of fun. Alright, so we got Thunderhawk. Let's get some Sabarite green and some Cabalite green now also on the palette. Alright. Let us go ahead and start layering. Get some very thin down Thunderhawk blue here and just kind of start brushing on some texture here. Slowly building up these layers. I like the way that's turning out. I'm gonna take some Thunderhawk blue and mix it with this green here. Start adding that over here as well. The underside of the wings. At the belly of this beast. I don't know if I like that. Maybe it's just a little sloppy. Maybe that's why. we go. Get some of this tail. I'm not crazy about the underside of this wing. Maybe it just needs to be a little bit lighter and cleaned up a little bit. I'm gonna break away from the warmer colors and go towards that cool gray. Kind of using the box art as a guide here. And I think I like the way this looks. I always like to look at the box art and like reverse engineer what they did. And I feel like I'm getting better at it. Sometimes I'm just kind of way off. But not too shabby. Alright, let's do just a little bit brighter highlight on the upper wings with some Thunderhawk blue. And Elfland Gray. Just do little bits here and there. Then what I think I'm gonna do after this is do like a glaze of Thunderhawk blue mixed with a little bit of Incubi darkness. Kind of blend that all back down a little bit. Now glazes are something I don't do a whole lot either. I'm gonna give it a shot and try to tone this texture down a little bit. And I think if I can pull it off, it should look pretty neat. See how this looks. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I think I like that. Let's come back to the purple cape. The purple cape is getting dry. I'm just going to take the previous mixture and mix in some Offland Gray. And I'm just going to grab a dry brush, small dry brush. Use this little army painter one. These guys. I'm going to take that mixture. To get enough mixture on my brush to make it worthwhile. I like the color. I didn't make enough of the mixture though. It's very, very subtle. I think I'm gonna have to come in with something even lighter. Let's just do straight up Offland Gray. Try to do a very, very light dry brush. It's so powdery. I'm gonna come in with a fine Offland Gray and a small brush here. Try to finish what I started. It came out very powdery. I'm not super happy about that. Do a very couple targeted highlights here. And come back with my purple mixture. And some water. Try to just dial these back a little bit. Oh yeah, there we go. I like that. Now we're cooking with gas. Alright, well, I think I'm going to leave us with this tonight. Not a whole lot left to do on her. I'll probably finish her off stream, or maybe I'll finish her up next week when I stream again. And probably start another project after that. If you've been watching this, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. I'll be back next week, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. That is when I stream the painting. There is a new video coming out this week, Friday, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, thanks for watching, everyone, and hope you all have a wonderful evening. And, you know, paint your minis, all that good stuff. Do the things. Complete your hobby goals. Live your best life. Peace.